So there was this girl who had a lot of followers. Was a big time YouTuber, probably had like 200K plus. And I was like, hey, I went up to one of the coaches, JDB, because I was like, he happened to be in the room and he was cool. I was like, JDB, like, you got anything good for me? Like, what should I throw out? I want to DM this girl. And he was like, let me think. And he thought, and he was like, you know what? Ask her if she knows what a Hail Mary is. And I was like, what? He's like, ask her if she knows what a Hail Mary is. And then if she says yes, then you're going to like follow up with like, all right, then like, I'm going to throw a Hail Mary. Can I get your number? If she doesn't know what it is, then like explain to her what it is and then say the same thing. So I was like, all right, this is stupid, but like,
yeah, I'm not going to say, I'm not sold on it, but yeah.
I mean,
it works.
It works.
It works.
Sees it, feels it, runs inside the 10, down to the 5.
Toward the Harvard sideline, he's across the 30 to the 40.
He's able to fend off the defender and bring in the game's first touchdown.
Yeah, so what is that podcast called?
It's called like Momentum.
What you got there at the bottom, dog?
Huh?
Right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
It's.
I think you have too many pictures of you to get to Vandy.
Shit, maybe not. A lot. Someone asked me. I think my girlfriend was looking at it. She's like, "What's this?" Like, I was like, "Oh, I went to Vanderbilt." But it's on there.
She found it on
yeah,
like Google
she like
Images?
Googled me.
Yeah.
And I saw it, and I was like, I think it's up there.
So how'd you guys meet? Are we recording?
Yeah, we've been recording for a while.
Oh, it's cool. We can keep some of that content.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah, how'd you guys meet?
Instagram.
Really?
So we both have mutual friends. I followed her a while before we actually talked. She didn't follow me back. She had a boyfriend. I didn't know about that.
Jeez.
Oh. She didn't post him?
So I didn't get the follow back.
That's loyalty, though.
Yeah,
that's what you want. That's what you want.
That's what you want, for sure.
And then a while later, she eventually followed me back. Might have bit a few pictures. And I was like, don't you have a boyfriend? Because I knew she had a boyfriend.
Yeah.
And then I guess she didn't have a boyfriend.
Yeah.
So then I went home, hung out. Rest is history.
Rest is history.
I have to ask, what was the initial line?
He liked her pictures.
She actually DM'd me first.
Yeah.
Because I thought she had a boyfriend the whole time.
Okay.
So I was like, she followed me back. I was kind of confused. And so there's a fake Snapchat. You know what I'm talking about? There was like a catfish.
I saw something about that.
Yeah,
but
so someone's
explain it.
impersonating me on Snapchat.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so if you see the Snapchat Kedon Slovis, that is not me.
Okay.
My username is not Kedon Slovis on Snapchat.
Oh, snap.
And I guess they were like catfishing girls.
Whoa.
I guess. So I got a bunch of people like, hey.
Damn, you're like that? I didn't even realize that. Like, be careful who I'm talking to.
So they were like, a bunch of people reached out to me, were like, hey, like, did you DM me? And or slide me on Snapchat.
Snap,
yeah, and I was like, no, it wasn't me. So there's a few times on Instagram I posted and was like, hey, this isn't me.
Yeah.
I'm not this creep. Because I guess they're doing weird stuff.
Yeah.
Need to talk about. But
Goodness.
so I was kind of like, I kind of posted it one time. I was like, hey, this isn't me. And she was like, oh, they added me. Like, I wish it was you, though. And I was like, oh, kind of smooth.
Yeah,
So I
that's
responded.
smooth.
Yeah, there we go.
Was she joking, or they actually messaged her on the fake
I think
account?
they actually did, because I asked her like later, like, did they actually they actually add you? Because I guess they were going through my like followed list.
Yeah.
So that's the thing that's crazy about the catfish. They were smart about it. So if someone followed me, they'd add them on Snapchat, so they thought it was like me because
it totally
they
makes
timed
sense.
up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can really unpack this. So you're really following a lot of bad females then. That's really what's going on.
I think it was the people who followed me.
Got you.
Oh, okay. The girls that followed you.
I
Okay.
don't follow, or at least maybe I used to. I don't follow that many girls anymore. My girlfriend might get mad at me.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
I love that from a girl though. She's the one who reached out. Like,
Yeah.
ladies need to take notes. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's great. It can't always be the guy.
Cat? I mean,
I don't know. I feel like I'm more traditional in the sense that like I think it
It
takes
should
a
come-
lot for a guy to walk up and say that they're interested, but also I have done that, and then like they almost feel emasculated. Like
I gotta-
I made.
I don't even know what emasculated means.
Like, they
if it-
felt like they weren't like a
Yeah.
man.
Oh.
Like
Yeah.
they felt like by me making that move that it like took away part of their masculinity. Like they felt like they didn't have like the balls to do it, and then when I did it, it's happened a couple of times.
So does it turn out to be a good situation?
Oh
or-
no, it turned out so like ended.
Really?
Yeah. Like
Ended bad.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But like,
I could kind of see that though.
Yeah.
Like I feel like in this situation worked out, but I feel like in most cases when a girl comes up to me, I'm kind of like, why are you? But in her case, we had mutual friends.
Oh, man.
She had a boyfriend, so that's why I didn't reach out first.
Yeah.
But I do get what you're you're saying.
It's like it's this line of like confidence versus doing what the guy should have done. You know, like a girl can have confidence, but it could either be portrayed that way as like, oh wow, like she's confident, or it could be portrayed as, you know, damn, she made me look like a tool for not doing it. Therefore, like I don't want to be with somebody who like, you know, gives more than I don't know.
I will say though, if a guy doesn't reach out for a while, I think the girl has all the right to go ahead.
Exactly.
Because then the guy
That's the situation that I was
never
in.
gonna
I was
make
like
the move.
this awkward
Just-
gray area, and
yeah,
then
yeah.
you know.
But like if it's social media, it's like it's a like thing. So like if you like her pictures, and then you don't, are you saying like, and you don't reach out, that she should come back and like do something? I don't know. Do they still play phone like tag?
liking?
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
They post it-
It's like everyone's different, right? But like some people they'll like old photos, and then if you get the likes back, then that's like the okay.
Oh, that's
to
the
send
okay,
a
like, hey, let
DM.
me slide in.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I
mean,
didn't
you-
res-
you've
I
been
didn't-
out of the game.
No, I've been out of the game. So,
Yeah.
but I had your situation a little bit, like in my short time. But like when I first joined the Chiefs, like I had like probably like 100,
The requests were crazy.
like while I was public, and I would just see like, and one thing that I did notice, like all the guys in the locker room, like they check their Instagram, they check who's following them all the time.
Yeah.
But I had like 100, 120 people follow me, and probably like 80% of those are girls, and it's like Kansas State, University of Kansas, like University of Missouri.
Baddies.
I don't know if they're baddies or not. And then they would go and like all my, like a bunch of my photos. And like, it's like, I feel like it was strategic sometimes because they would like the photos with like Kimaya. Yeah.
That's bold.
That's like, I was like, whoa. We're probably going to cut this one out.
She probably, well, Kamaya probably sees that because she's tagged in it too.
Well, they're probably like, we know you have a girlfriend. We don't care.
Yeah.
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 You know what's funny? If you're tagged in a photo and somebody comments on it, like let's say
Yeah, you get that.
the person who's
Yeah, I
tagged
never
in
commented.
it. Oh, it's so
notification.
annoying. But especially if it's an old photo, you gotta watch out.
Yeah.
He probably got notified if anybody tried to comment on old photos.
Yeah, I hope so.
She said, I hope so.
I hope so. But yeah, dude, that's crazy. Yeah.
No, there's a fine line, though, but like it doesn't matter what she says at some point. Like if you like her, then like it's cool. Like the confidence, like that whole argument, you know, is it emasculating? Is it not? Like same thing with you and your girl. Like, you know, you felt like you had a connection, like you liked her.
Right.
Like,
It
all right,
didn't
cool.
matter.
Like, yeah, it doesn't matter.
no, I
like at
agree.
that point. But we were talking a little bit too about the DMing girls, the first liners in the quarterback room. And I used the line that you had suggested, obviously before you were with your girl, right?
What was the
So
line?
I could
Much
explain
before.
it. Yeah, actually, low-key, Keen explains it way better than I do because he's the one who told
How's
me.
it work?
Yeah, so I'll tell the story. There's a little bit of a story. I don't know if I told you guys this, but so my like freshman year, there's this girl I wanted to DM. Again, this is way before I had a girlfriend or anything, but there was a girl I wanted to DM.
I like how we have to throw out all these disclaimers.
Disclaimer, if you're watching this. No, I think she knows about this, but so there was this girl who had a lot of followers. Was a big time YouTuber, probably had like 200K plus. And I was like, hey, I went up to one of the coaches, JDB, because I was like, he happened to be in the room and he was cool. I was like, JDB, like, you got anything good for me? Like, what should I throw out if I want to DM this girl? And he was like, let me think. And he thought, and he was like, you know what? Ask her if she knows what a Hail Mary is. And I was like, what? And he's like, ask her if she knows what a Hail Mary is. And then if she says yes, then you're going to, like, follow up with, like, all right, then, like, I'm going to throw a Hail Mary. Can I get your number? If she doesn't know what it is, then, like, explain to her what it is and then say the same thing. So I was like, all right, this is stupid, but, like,
Yeah, I'm not gonna say I'm not sold on it, but yeah,
I mean,
It works.
It works.
it works.
And the freshmen now that are younger, now that I'm taken, they were asking me, you know, Kedon, there's this girl in a DM.
Disclaimer, he's taken.
And I was like, you know, there's this line that if you really, like, you got to save it up for special occasions, but if you want to throw it out, this one always works.
Yeah.
And so far, I think we're undefeated in the quarterback room.
Undefeated.
Holy crap!
You have
So
to
it
play
worked for you.
quarterback.
It worked for you
So,
too.
Yeah, I tried it one time, and yeah, like we were DMing, and it worked. she loved the line.
On the back end, like I don't know, like
She said she didn't know what a Hail Mary was, so I had to explain it to her. Like I put like the definition, and then I said, boom, and then I'm like, okay, well I'm about to throw one right now. What's your number?
And the thing
actually,
is,
it does. The more you say it, it actually sounds pretty
clever.
good.
like, it's
clever.
charming, it's clever, it's
Yeah.
funny, and, like, you put football into it because you're obviously a
Exactly.
football player
Yeah.
on Instagram.
I put a little GIF of the Aaron Rodgers Hail Mary too.
That was the
Yeah.
response I got when I saw
I know because I remember you told me that, so that's what I did.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
you
clever,
quarterbacks have
man.
a different.
It's clever.
We don't have anything like that.
No, you
No,
can't do
yeah,
that.
you can't. We can't do that.
I
But
got
also
credit
it's
JDB
different.
because I didn't come up with it. JDB did, but
Yeah, shout
Yeah,
out
this
to
dude's a
JDB.
legend.
Shout out
Yeah,
to
this dude's a
JDB.
legend. But I feel like quarterbacks just in general, like you guys just have like a different, just different way of like football, how it carries you. Like for wideouts, like we meet somebody like we don't have a lot of clout, but for QBs, like you say you're a QB anywhere, I don't know, you can weigh in, Cap, but like you say you're a QB, it's like like I know what a quarterback is. Like you're low-key that guy. You know what I mean?
SC is different, like different schools, obviously. Like I played at Vandy, and it's like not that big of a deal because you're not winning games.
Yeah. You're definitely right. You're definitely right.
You know what I'm
But no, at most places, though, like even like when you say like you played quarterback at like,
Yeah.
we'll just throw out like Princeton or something like that. It's like,
Yeah.
that's a little different. I don't know. It's like there's a different sound to it, different cadence.
It probably if the girl's into football, then
Even
yeah.
if you don't watch football, everybody knows
Everyone
what QB
knows.
is.
Yeah, everyone knows what a QB is. So, like
and
it
I
has
feel
like,
like that's why anywhere you go, it still travels to
Yeah.
some majority of an audience.
and then it works for y'all. Like if you go take out a girl to like throw, like you guys know how to throw, and I feel like that's like the one thing that all girls or girl identifying, whatever you want to say. But I feel like that's the thing they want to know how to do. It's like, hey, like teach me how to throw.
It's like an easy one.
It's
yeah.
like an easy one. You guys have it easy, to be honest. You guys have it easy. We're working from behind at the wideout position.
It also like looks good when you watch something on football. Like that's like what I don't want to see you tackle someone. I'm not like, oh wow, but you see they throw a good spiral. You're like
It's more attractive.
QB's
I
kind of
think
are
so,
like the
yeah,
pretty
yeah, I
boys.
think
I
so.
like to
Yeah.
think. We don't get like in the dirt. We don't have a hand in the dirt. We're getting hit, so you kind of pity us a little bit.
I
Like,
see
take
what
the
you
big
mean.
hits.
Yeah.
Dang, the holistic picture. Yeah, it works for you guys. Holy crap.
There's some leadership too. Like
Yeah.
if you're the guy, then it's like kind of your team and your offense, and
Yeah.
you're making the plays, the audibles, and all that.
And like you don't need to know anything about football, but I feel like the commentators always talk about the quarterback.
always
the
talk
camera's
about the
always on the
quarterbacks.
quarterback.
Dang.
I don't know why that is, how that started, because like
Yeah.
I'm sure back in the day it was more the running backs because they were the featured back.
might be
like,
right.
the
That's
people
true.
On the team.
Yeah.
Like you think about the running backs at SC back in the day, they were probably the quarterbacks of their time.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, yeah, but it was like quarterback, running back tandem
Right, it's
was
probably-
crazy,
I
right?
think about like Matt Leinart and Reggie
Yeah.
Bush.
Right.
yeah.
Exactly.
Do those guys talk to you, like reach out to you ever? Like,
Yeah, they're around. I remember Matt Lyon was like the coolest one for me when
Yeah.
he reached out because he was on the Cardinals.
of course.
When he got drafted, and I watched SC when they were great. So having him reach out to me was awesome, and he's around a lot. Reggie recently has been around quite
Yeah.
a bit, not like a ton because they're busy,
NCAA
obviously.
well, the NCAA
and
thing,
NCAA
too.
stuff, yeah.
What?
Well, we couldn't like align ourselves with Reggie. We couldn't like publicize that he went to USC.
Oh, they took that seriously?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
until,
USC
like,
wasn't
last year.
allowed to. Yeah.
I remember the ban and all that going down, but
So like now we can like finally post videos about him and like use him
Yeah.
in recruitment.
so you've talked to Reggie. I'm not gonna lie, like Reggie's like, there's a few people in the world that I like idolize. I don't know if I want to say idolize because I don't know everything he's done,
Yeah.
but like I love Reggie Bush.
Yeah,
Partly
everyone-
because he dated Kim
everyone
K,
does.
but he was like early on Kim K. Like he wasn't like, yeah. But anyways,
Yeah.
he wasn't Kanye Kim K. But but he's also a dog. Like I don't know if you ever watched that Fresno State game that he went crazy.
game,
That was the
isn't it?
game, dude. That was
Yeah.
watching. My pops went to Fresno State. Like we're big Fresno State fans, and he went crazy, dude. But I love Reggie Bush, so that's pretty freaking cool.
No, in the Utah game, I got knocked out, so I was like concussed. But I was on the sideline, and Fox was doing the game. It was the first time Reggie was back in the Coliseum in a long time. It was still before his
Lift.
probation was up.
Yeah.
So I walked over to like the bathroom because I'm not playing. I would know so I was walking around the field.
Yeah.
And Matt like says what's up, and he introduced me to Reggie, and that was like
Wow.
that was like big time moment. Like
Yeah.
whoa, like Reggie Bush, and like you're not allowed to like know who Reggie like talk about.
Yeah,
him at the
yeah.
time. So
This
it's
is a
kinda,
ghost.
so
This is a
weird.
ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had to be like low key. I was like, is anyone get mad at me? And then later that game, Marquise scores and like
I saw
daps up
that.
Reggie, and the refs like trying to get like in the way. We got flagged for it, but that like SC fans went crazy because he dapped up Reggie after we scored like the go ahead touchdown.
Oh, that's freaking sick.
That photo is legendary.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
That's so
He
sick.
scored and he just went up to him and like dapped him up in the end zone.
That's so sick, dude.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's like post USC football. I don't know if they've ever talked to you. Might know like, are the quarterbacks a tight knit? I guess Max didn't really say like I guess the quarterbacks do communicate with each other, like all the USC guys. You know, Max kind of alluded to it.
You're talking about like the old school guys?
Yeah, like the old school guys. You know, it's like similar to Brad when he was at Miami. He was like all the
legends.
You'll be a legend at USC, but like all the legends, like there's a certain level you have to be at to like come back on the field. You know, and it's like a culture. I wonder if you guys have that at the, you know, at least in the quarterback room a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been here as long as Kedon.
Yeah, I guess you've been here the longest.
Yeah, I feel like most probably missed out a little bit because since like COVID and stuff, we haven't had like as many people in the building. But like Mark Sanchez came back a lot. Matt's been in the room. I heard John David Booty came back, who probably not as big name as other guys, but like
yeah,
I think they all kind of came back. The only one that like was big time and I haven't heard from or like hasn't come back is Carson Palmer, but he's kind of doing his own thing.
Carson Palmer.
Up
Didn't he play for the Cardinals too?
Yeah, he's a Cardinal guy too.
Yeah, you're gonna end up with the Cardinals.
There's a lot of Cardinals guys.
Yeah, so like,
wait, what's Carson doing now?
I would say he lives in like Montana or something.
Oh, really?
Probably fly fishing, living a
exactly.
life.
He hunts and skis or do it. I don't know what he does, but he does like all that wilderness stuff. But like I was saying, most of the guys I think have come back around at some point. And like I think I've met most of them. Sam hasn't been back, but like he's messaged me a few times, so like it's been pretty sweet.
Yeah. Are you pretty active on social media? Because
I don't post a lot, but like I'm on it enough, I think.
Yeah.
We were talking about this earlier. What's the craziest thing? I don't know if you're like reading mentions or whatever after games, but I was just curious. Like, what's the craziest thing you've seen? Like someone posted about you, like related to you in that sense, and like, I guess like, does it get to you? Like, do you like how do you feel about all that? Because everyone's different.
Yeah,
we've talked to like a lot of guys on the team about it.
Right. I'm sure there's stuff I'm probably forgetting about because like, but I think like the craziest thing for me. So I actually grew up a huge Michigan fan because my family's from the Midwest. You know. Dad grew up going to Michigan games. You know, grandparents live in Michigan still. They still had, I think my grandfather passed away, but he had season tickets for like 50 years there.
Okay.
So to them, like my family, Michigan football is everything. And after my first start, Desmond Howard tweeted about like Kedon Slovis, and all my cousins thought that was like the craziest thing ever. Yeah. And I was like, again, that's probably weird for people to hear because they didn't know I was a Michigan person. But like for my family, that was the craziest thing.
Yeah.
And I think Jack Nicklaus. He was on like some pregame thing. They were having to do predictions, and he was like, "USC's gonna win because of Kedon Slovis." That's what he said.
Yeah.
And all my cousins and extended family were sending me, "Jack Nicklaus knows who you are," and I was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool too." So
that's right.
I think those are the two that like I remember, but I might be forgetting a few others.
That's the actor, right?
Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson is the actor.
He's the actor.
Yeah.
No, the golfer.
Oh, the
Jack
golfer.
Nicklaus, sorry. Nicholas, right?
I get those mixed up all the time.
Yeah, the golfer. The
golfer. He just won like a big.
Okay.
Jack
old school
Nicholson,
golfer.
Like, where's Johnny? Like, you know.
Oh, that's someone else.
No, I know.
That's who you were.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking like the old white dude that sits in front, like
no,
he's talking about the golfer.
Yeah, Jack Nicklaus, right? That's his name.
Yeah, you're good.
No, I think he won the most majors ever. Like when they're talking about Tiger.
Oh snap!
Yeah.
oh yes, of course I know you're talking about.
Yeah. He just won a big tournament too. Like the other day.
He did? He came back?
Yeah. Right?
What are you talking about?
Tripping?
Dude is ancient.
Oh, I'm thinking of someone else.
Bro, what are you talking about?
Hey, my bad.
Bro, Jack Nicklaus, he's
arguably
arguably the greatest golfer.
Right?
Yeah, I know.
Okay. I was like, am I tripping?
No. He's like, dang, is he really that big? Oh snap, dude. Okay, now that is sick. No, that's right. That's
those are the two I remember the most.
Yeah.
Like obviously there's a few others.
There's people, you
forgetting,
can't cover everything.
But those are the ones that like my family reached out about and we're like, dude, Jack Nicklaus knows who you are.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
That's pretty sweet.
Of course.
Yeah. Do you follow golf like that, or was it bigger for your family?
I'm not like a huge golf fan, but like to me, like that's like he's the Michael Jordan of golf,
of that
or
sport,
like he's like again he's a great, so like it doesn't really matter.
Larry Bird.
Larry Bird.
He's more of the Larry Bird of golf.
Yeah, I guess he can't be a Michael Jordan of golf. I guess Tiger's a Michael Jordan of golf, really.
LeBron James.
But he's like an all-time great, so I was like,
the Steph Curry.
That was the thing too. Like LeBron, that's the thing that was kind of
LeBron knows your name, by the way.
Well, that's what I'm saying. LeBron like posted a picture of the UCLA USC
too?
game, and I was like, LeBron knows who I am too. I was like,
you said Jack Nicklaus before LeBron James?
Well, like LeBron
he hasn't
didn't say anything
retweeted
about me.
He will though. I promise you,
he
he
just
will.
said like, "Oh, I'm watching the USC game."
He will.
I was like, "Oh, that's cool."
Yeah.
But like
will,
Jack Nicklaus said Kedon Slovis, so I was like, "Oh,
He will.
sweet.
He'll be at SC game this year. I promise you. Yeah, LeBron will be at the game.
Hopefully for
LeBron, if you're listening, we'd love to have you.
Yeah, man.
We'll cut that up. LeBron.
Yeah, seriously, LeBron, man, you got to pull up. I'm not even part of the team, but
LeBron, we'll give him. No,
Yeah.
he's a big Ohio State fan though.
Oh, is it? Yeah, he
He
is.
is.
But
There's
he
no
just loves,
reason he can't be like.
yeah, he loves
yeah,
sports. Yeah,
yeah,
hometown.
yeah.
You got to support SC.
Yeah, the
Or-
Lakers should support
or
SC.
UCLA, I guess.
SC. I mean, it's like our city. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, whatever you say. Actually, did you know what was the guy's name again?
Who?
That came onto the field? Were you part of that? Like, did you ever see that going down? Who was the guy?
Oh, during practice.
Yeah.
During spring ball.
Oh no, I didn't really.
Josh, you didn't see him?
I saw him, but like, cause like one of the guys was like, oh, cause he was wearing Cole's number, and
Yeah.
someone's like, he looks like a smaller Cole, and we were kind of laughing about it. But I didn't. No, I didn't really notice anything until after, and all the stuff. All my friends and family were like,
They were
"Did you
hitting you
see
up
this?"
about
And I
it.
was like, "I mean, I don't really know about it."
Yeah. Yeah, that was
pretty crazy.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
Where were you going with that?
No, because I said I thought about it because I was like I'm not part of the team, and then I automatically thought Josh. I was like maybe he had an experience with them because I feel like everyone's had like their different perspective on it. Like some people were in a hot tub with them.
Yeah, well, I didn't say this last time when we had him on, but I was with him the whole week, like and he was in the hot tub, and I guess other people said the same thing, but I thought he was just.
I'm
like,
trying to figure out why.
I thought he was on the track team.
Oh,
Because like our athletic facility is just like all sports kind of.
yeah.
And like our training room too. So like we'll just be in there getting rehab with track and field all the time. So there's tons of like track guys I've
Yeah.
never met before because like
You're just like it's normal,
just
dude.
another yeah.
The one thing I will say is like, I don't think people were kind of like, "How do you get in this facility?" Like that's crazy. Like it's really not that crazy if you think about it. Like
Yeah.
if you wear SC stuff and look like us, like
Yeah, it's like trustworthy.
yeah, like he probably looked
Yeah.
the part. Like yeah, I mean it doesn't.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
if
You could probably do
look
that
the
at
right
any
way, it's
football
probably-
facility.
Yeah,
I don't think
seriously.
it's that hard, especially with like
Except Texas.
Except Texas.
Oh, their facilities are like crazy,
They have,
like fingerprinting
They have
or
like
something. like that.
biometric.
Yeah,
Like eye.
Yeah,
eye
dude.
scanners.
Well, you
Yeah.
guys used to have that, right?
we do have the fingerprint scanners, but
Yeah.
with COVID, they kind of just check.
Yeah,
it.
rid of that.
So I don't know how he did it, but again, like it doesn't. If you kind of look the part, I feel like someone will hold the door open for you.
Yeah.
Any building, not
Well,
just
technically,
ours.
you have to be on a list, but like at some point, it's just like they
Yeah.
just see you wearing SC gear or whatever.
Yeah.
You're not thinking someone else is coming.
Gotcha. Dude, I kind of wanted to go back to like the crazy experience because, and you said you're a Michigan fan. It reminded me of one of my teammates played at Michigan, and I remember him telling a story, play basketball, about how like he came back from after a game, and like some females had left like in an envelope like their number, like a key to the room, like a spare key or something like that, and like some panties. Like
I've heard of that.
you've heard of that too?
Yeah, at Georgia.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of stories like that.
Yeah, it was when Jacob Eason came in because Jacob's in my class. He's
Uh-huh.
like number one quarterback, whatever. And I think it was after like he early enrollee, like did really well in the spring game, whatever. And the same thing with you, like some like women left their underwear in his like little dorm room, like
Yeah.
said like number, like hey, this is where I'm at, all this stuff.
Yeah,
Crazy. Because I was there for like junior day.
got
Something
you,
like that, yeah.
got you.
I was there on
Slight
the-
flex. Junior day.
No, that's how I found out about it. The people there told me.
Yeah, I'm curious. You can answer. We can cut it out too if you want. But did you ever have an experience like that? They probably don't know your address though too.
No, I've never had something like that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I mean, again, like you know how like you get DMs and stuff, but
Yeah,
nothing crazy like that.
yeah.
But we
I'm trying
talked
to
about it a
think.
little bit after Stanford game then.
Yeah, like after the Stanford game, I got like 10,000 followers that night because I went from like
10,000?
being the backup to like the starter, and like
In
we
a
played
night?
well. Yeah, I think I went from like 2,000 followers to like 10,000 or something crazy. Like you can ask the other guys on the team. Always tell me like, oh, your follower count went up this much.
By 10,000.
Yeah, and like
10
my DMs weren't set up, so you know there's like the requests.
Yeah.
I didn't have it set up like that, so like my phone was blowing up, and then all of a sudden it's like Instagram's like, hey, you have a lot of DMs. Do you want to set up your requests? And then all of a sudden it's like
Instagram.
thousands of requests. Like,
Gosh, you're slowing Instagram down. They have to hit you up.
so that was the craziest thing, like because all these people were like, hey, like come out with us, come
Yeah.
over here, like girls texting you or messaging you.
Yeah.
Like I was so overwhelmed, I was like, I'm not even gonna like mess with this at the time.
Yeah.
And like
It
again,
was during the season too.
it was during the season, like and like
You guys
me,
won that
like,
game.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, we won that game. That was a good game.
So you're telling me you didn't take the time to scroll through and just see like see what
I did
what
look
kind
at
of
it,
talent
but
we're working
I looked at it, but again, I was kind of like, if someone's people who are trying to get my attention now are probably not the people I
Yeah.
want to be dealing with.
with. Yeah, I agree.
But again, that was more. It was more so like teammates were like, "Yo,
Yeah.
let me check out your messages." And
Yeah.
I went
Honestly.
home for Thanksgiving, and my cousins are like, "Bro, let me see your DMs." And they're scrolling through and like, "Why didn't you message her back?" I was like,
That's kind of cool, man. That's like a cool position to be in. Like, we get to feed off what's going on in your life, especially for like the guys that are taken. It's like, man, what you got going on over there?
Through that.
You gotta live through it. It's like, oh man, what you got going on over there? I'm not speaking from experience, but that's super cool, dude. That brings up another point. It's like you're starting to walk into potentially, being in the NFL and having a playing career. Like, who like it's so tough to figure out like who's kind of there to be there and like who's always been there. I don't know if that's like been something you've thought about. That's I think the biggest hurdle that a lot of guys that they're going to NFL, they have to figure out is like, who do I take with me? Like, who do I?
Right.
Yeah, that's difficult. I feel like.
No, I think that's definitely like, especially like you said, when people get close to that route, they kind of realize and take a look around them. Luckily, I feel like I've always had a pretty tight circle of people.
Yeah.
And like I think I have pretty good people around me, so I haven't had to worry about that. But I think a lot of people struggle with that, and I think like me too. Like I've always been very hesitant to kind of let people be like close to me because of that. Because you're kind of worried about people's intentions. I've had people, who I saw I was friends with, but I realized like, I think they were just friends with me because they wanted to be friends with the USC quarterback. You know? So that has happened in the past, and it sucks. But like, it's something you have to deal with.
Dude, that's tough. I'm glad I never really had that.
Well, I was gonna ask you, is that something that you dealt with like when you signed with the Chiefs or no?
It was definitely like
how many people came out of the woodworks? That day when you announced it. You know what I'm saying?
I can't even remember. Like, I would be able to tell you better. Like, it was like people. I'm like
people you never.
People I literally thought hated me.
For real?
Like, text me, "Hey, good job, big bro." Like,
yeah,
I got I got major love and respect for you. Like, I can't wait to see you do things
out of nowhere.
Like, dudes I hadn't had arguments with, but I became big bro again. You know what I mean? Yeah. So,
it's so easy to see through that too. Oftentimes,
it is,
like,
but
people fall for it. But I don't know. It's like, bro, we haven't talked in a year.
Yeah, a lot of childhood people that came back and reach out, but some of it's like nice, like it's like, hey, like congratulations, stuff like that. But then there's people like, hey, like this texting conversation is going kind of long.
I don't think it hurts when people are like, congrats.
That stuff is really. Yeah.
But at the same time, like there's a lot of people from home that like are like, yo, like when you get back, like we gotta hang out. And I was like, we never hung out when I was in high school or like when I was back, like when I was the backup. So like, why you guys want to hang out now? Like I know why you want to hang out, but like we weren't friends, bro. Like, so it's that kind of stuff.
That's so tough, dude. Have you had that experience at any point?
Yeah, like when we had success at Vandy, like a lot of people just
actually, the freaking neighbor.
Oh, with that story?
Yeah.
We were always cool with them.
Yeah.
And I was like, we had a big game, and then like our neighbors.
It was our only big.
Because it's NCAA legal?
No, so don't tell it.
They would just drop off like beers and stuff like, because everyone knew.
I had nothing to do with this.
We were the football house at Vandy, right. So like, everyone knew where we lived.
Vandy had nothing to do with this.
And it's like walking. It's like if I lived like across the block from the Collie or something. So we were right next to the football stadium at Vandy.
People definitely become nicer.
And they like left notes and stuff and
right.
Yeah. I mean, it was nice. It was very cool. I thought it was dope.
Yeah, but we've never had what you're gonna have, because again, like it goes back to being a quarterback. Like one year at SC, but being a quarterback at the next level, I don't even.
League, especially if it's a big market too.
I don't even know. I couldn't even talk about that. Like, I really don't know what that would be like. You're probably
like if you're Sam. I don't know if you've talked to Sam, but and like Sam left early. I think he was like. I don't even know if he was 21 when he got drafted. Yeah. And to go to New York, the biggest market that we have, I mean, he handled it pretty well considering all the circumstances. Like, I know they let him go and they took Zach, but dude, that's crazy. That's a big deal, man.
Yeah. I was even thinking more off the field, but on the field is another conversation.
He got criticized off the field too, because early on, like he'd be going
I did
out.
See he was like, definitely out. I saw Sam Darnold.
I don't know if
out.
you saw it, but he'd be like New York Post, like, oh, Sam Darnold's macking on some chick
at the club.
Like, bro, he's 21, like, and he's the quarterback.
It's kind of nice
Jets.
to see like not that like I feel like people can do it like. Yeah, I understand the criticism, but it's nice to see, I think, Twitter kind of recognizing, like, hey, if I was 21 in his shoes, I'd probably be doing that too,
Yeah, you're always going to.
So I feel like the culture's kind of shifted to, like, be more understanding that stuff, but definitely back in the day. And even, like, you still see the criticism, it's just more understandable.
Yeah.
People are rationalize it with it more now.
What kind of things have been told to you about, like, balancing who you keep around as you move to the next level?
People haven't really talked to me a whole lot
Yeah.
about it. Like, I feel like I have a pretty good natural indicator of it. Like,
Yeah.
even when I was like younger, like I never had like a lot of people around that like I wasn't
Yeah.
super close with. Like, I think of like my 3-4 best friends, and they've been
High
friends
school?
with me from high school. Yeah,
Yeah, those are
That's
I
cool.
was younger.
those are
Yeah,
homies.
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
And like the other guys are like guys that I knew here since I got here. So
Yeah.
like to me, like there's no one that just jumped on the train recently, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh yeah. But I think for the most part, like you can kind of tell, like you were saying, you can kind of tell who's there
Yeah.
for the right reasons.
Yeah.
Going back to your high school that you mentioned, we were talking about the Vandy visit. We were talking about it outside. We wanted to save the story.
Yes.
So now I'm curious. I want to know.
So here's the big story. My sophomore year, this is before I got any varsity playing time. Like I was a nobody recruitment wise.
This is your sophomore year.
Yeah, like after my sophomore
Okay,
year.
okay.
Like,
Sophomore summer.
but I didn't. Yeah, it was. I think it was like a late. It was in the fall. It was after my sophomore season, but it was in the fall. It was like at a football game. I came, early that day. They're like, "Will you tour the facility, and we'll, show you around." And it was like me and 2-3 other kids on there, unofficials.
Mm-hmm.
My dad and I are sitting there, kind of waiting for the tour to start. They're waiting on this other family, and this guy comes in, kind of like acting like the man, and my
Coach
dad and I,
Mason.
Maybe.
No, he's like this kid's dad. This kid's
Oh, okay.
and the dad's like acting like the man, like, and my dad and I are like kind of like, okay, like cool, whatever. So we go through our meeting, our visit, and like again, the everyone's kind of going talking up to the dad and kind of like and he's acting like he's the man, and we're kind of like, is this someone we should? But then we're like, all right, whatever. Like, is this someone that like is like famous or like we should know about? Like we were kind of like confused, but like we didn't like think anything of it. And then finally, my dad's like, look at me, he's like, he kind of looks like Mike Tomlin, doesn't he? And I'm like, yeah, I guess so. And he goes over to the dad because we thought he's just a normal guy, like just chopping up with the coaches and stuff. Yeah. And my dad's like, you look like Mike Tomlin. Anyone ever tell you that? You look just like Mike Tomlin. And the dude looks like dead straight at my dad and is like, didn't like just kind of like look serious and confused. And I look over at my dad, I was like, Dad, I think that is Mike Tomlin. So Mike Tomlin and his son were on the visit, and we had no idea it was him because I guess we just didn't think about it. Like I don't know, I didn't know he had a kid that was my age playing football.
That's great.
So and obviously the coach are chopping up with him.
Yeah,
'cause
Mike
Mike
Tomlin.
Mike Tomlin. Yeah, he's freaking Mike
So
Tomlin.
my dad and I, like my dad feels like
Yeah.
such an idiot. I'm like, nah, you're good, man. Like I should have recognized it too. But right as my dad like said like, oh, you kind of look like Tomlin.
Your dad
I was
went
like,
up
wait,
to him.
Dad, I think that is Tomlin. So that was that's the story. Mike Tomlin and his son were on the visit at the same time.
That's
us.
definitely his character too. Like Mike Tomlin, like if
He's
you
a-
watch him
he's
during a
a
game,
real-
like with the chain, like
he's a real
everything.
serious guy,
He's also
though.
my frat brother, but yeah,
Is he?
and Coach Mason's, but yeah, he definitely gives off those vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's a dude.
yeah, he's a dude for
He's
sure.
definitely a guy.
He's a dude. That'd be pretty cool if you become Big Ben's successor. Like
that would be an interesting.
that'd be an interesting story.
wouldn't it?
The media would eat that all up. You know, like how they do, like the pre, like
Right.
when they're getting drafted,
Yeah.
like tell the story.
This would be in path to the draft.
Yeah, path to the draft.
Definitely. My dad's probably like, if he ever anyone gets a hold of it, he's gonna
Yeah.
think he's the worst thing ever. But I was like, it's not that bad.
Yeah,
It's not that bad.
that's not that bad. That's kind of a recognizable person, but
Right.
that's not too bad.
I have a worse story with an NFL head coach. That the Bill Belichick one.
Oh yeah, you got a pretty bad story.
This is worse. This is way
Yeah,
worse.
you guys
You
tell
met
that.
Bill?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Well, I'll tell you the story. So this is, I think, my junior year at Vandy. Like after my first year there, 'cause I transferred from JUCO, and so Bill came in to do like a private workout for some guys, and so I was gonna throw for him, and it was like our running back, Kari Blasingame. He's with the Titans right now. He's their starting fullback, and Jawan Williams, who they ended up drafting, one of the corners. They took him second round, like first pick, early second round.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, "Yo, like, do you want to throw?" And I'm like, "Yeah, hell yeah! It's Bill Belichick, the greatest head, football coach of all time." And I'm kind of nervous. I'm like, "Jeez, like, I gotta do well, And like, these are NFL balls, and I haven't thrown NFL balls in a long time. And,
It is a little different.
yeah, and it's literally just us three and Bill and like our operations guy, like who set it up. And so we go in our indoor football facility, and so Bill walks in, and I'm super nervous. My hands sweaty. I'm shaking. And he comes in, and I go to introduce myself, and I say, "Hey, nice to meet you. I'm Mo. What's up, Bill?" And I didn't say like Mr. Belichick. I didn't say Coach Belichick. I said Bill.
You just called him Bill.
I called him Bill, and yeah, like to this day, it's kind of like, damn.
What was his reaction?
He was.
He's roll with it.
Yeah, he just went with it, but like
Yeah.
inside, like my heart dropped. Like.
I'm sure he's had a lot of people like be nervous in that
yeah,
situation.
Yeah.
I think he senses it for sure.
Yeah. You know, like when you do something and like you know you weren't supposed to, and, like you just instantly like
worst feeling.
your heart dropping. Like, well, this is off to a very bad start.
Yeah.
Hey, now you got that story though. You're like, yeah, me and Bill, we go way
Yeah,
back.
we're homies.
We got that.
No,
we're on a
we're
first name
homies.
basis.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably remembers you.
Maybe. He was cool. Like he was just like kind of.
I feel like most of the NFL. Well, I'm not gonna say it. The NFL coaches that we've talked about, Mike Tomlin, Bill Belichick, and I feel those guys are pretty cool. Like when I see what's the Rams guy again, Sean McVay. Like I see him, like he seems like a pretty cool guy. Like
he's a
Coach Reed
guy,
was a pretty cool guy. Like most head coach Harbaugh, I kind of like Harbaugh a little bit. So I don't
think
know.
the established guys, like
You think
they're
so?
established for a reason.
Yeah.
And, like I think the coach, like you need to, especially at that level, like it's different than the college level, like where you're kind of a superior, whereas on the NFL level you're probably more seen as like a peer to the coaches. But then like the players need to respect you. And, like I feel like you need to be cool and need to be like they need to kind of
There's
vibe
more
with you
players
to an extent.
coaches
Definitely.
at the NFL
At the
level. I
NFL
feel
level?
like. Is that accurate? Because like at the college level, you can be like a real disciplinarian type dudes, and like
I think you kind of have to be,
like a
honestly.
student athlete can't really do anything about it
Yeah.
because you're a college athlete. But like once you're in the league, a lot of these guys are making more than the head coach. And then what separates you? And it's like,
Yeah.
all right, like do I want to play for him? Like do I respect him? Like I look at the Pete Carroll deal in Seattle. Like there's not a lot of situations like that. Everyone loves him from what I hear. It's a real cool deal.
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
But I feel like our scenario here at SC, that's why I love it so much. Like, I mean, not to like bash Vandy, it's just like very different. But like everyone here is like almost like a player's coach in a sense, where like we're all cool with them. Like we talk about things off the field with them way more than Vanderbilt or anywhere else I've been. Like summers we're playing spike ball with like our coaches and strength coaches. Like that might be normal for you, but for me, like that's the coolest thing, man. Like hanging outside the facility with these guys, like that's the last thing we would do at Vandy.
Yeah. What about Q's? Obviously not the spike
nah.
ball because it's cold as hell.
Yeah, no, it's not. I've never been anywhere where it's like that. And I always thought that was like strength coaches, like GAs, offensive coordinator. Like we're just hanging out with the Graham, like at the beach playing spike ball. Like that relationship, I feel like, and like obviously you and Graham have a really close relationship, but I feel like all of us like we bond over that, and like it makes you want to play for him better, and like you take his coaching better, and it's just a different kind of relationship that I feel like it doesn't exist in a lot of places.
Right. No, I feel like we definitely lucked out with our situation.
Yeah.
It's funny you brought up Graham because I didn't want to talk about him, but I have to because Mo always talks about like the offensive style, the air raid. Like it's like option 1, option 2, option 3, option 4. If option 1's not open, it doesn't matter why he's not open. Let's move to option 2. And like in my time with the Chiefs, I like soaked up as much as possible. I just loved the game in that way, and it was really like schematic. Like it's not like look at option 1, option 2. It's like what can option 1 do to put the safety in a really bad position to where he has to choose either, option 1 or option 2, or if he does, if he plays that well, what can we do with option 3 to be like the panacea, like the end all be all cure. So I'm curious as far as you like as you make that next step, and I feel like it's more schematic in the league, and I feel like that's like one thing that when you go through all the training and stuff, I only seen it on TV with that guy down in San Diego, always coaches the best quarterback.
What's that guy's name? That's
Palmer.
You're probably talking about Whitfield.
Jordan Palmer.
Whitfield.
It's kind of fun watching low key, like when he's like on the board and stuff. I feel like I can do what he does.
You think so?
I promise you. I just can't teach you how to throw in like your foot step, but I promise you, as far as like drawing it up, oh, dude, we can get schemed up.
Yeah.
But is that something that you've? I don't know if being in Graham's how that translates well.
Yeah,
I guess Pat was in the same.
Pat was in the same.
He was in the same offense, but
I think you're seeing, well, like for example, like in high school, I played for Kurt Warner, so we did very old school pro style stuff.
Yeah.
Like his whole philosophy is like you need to see the coverage. I'm gonna give you
that's
cover 3, cover 1 beater over here, or man beater, cover 3 beater over here, and over here is a 2 high beater.
Exactly.
And like you need to like understand the protection, and you need to just to diagnose it, and then make a decision, and then read that one defender.
Exactly.
Whereas like, and then first day meetings with Graham, I'm a freshman. I know all this stuff. I think I'm like a wizard with the coverages, and Graham goes, I don't care what coverage it is. You go through your reads. I'm like, okay, yes, coach.
Yeah.
So, but the beauty of like the air raid, I think like the more you understand it, the more you can kind of understand like why the progressions are the way they are.
Yeah.
but also I think like a lot of the philosophy is translating to the NFL, like the spread offense. Like you look at Doug Peterson as an air raid guy. You look at like he almost hired Graham as the Eagles coach. You look at Kingsbury's in the league. Even McVay and who's the guy in San Fran? I'm freaking spacing.
Shanahan.
And Shanahan.
Yeah.
They have similar progression type stuff.
Yeah.
It might not be dubbed air raid,
I would
but
say,
it is progression based. So like, and even Andy Reid, even though like they read it differently, like there's a reason Pat is very successful in that offense. So I think that
he's schemed up. It's schemed up.
It's again, like there are more parallels now than there were 10, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, there's a reason that Pat at Texas Tech went first round, and like Graham when he was drafted like didn't even get drafted. Like so I think the game's definitely trending towards that direction.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree. I agree with that point as far as like trending in that direction. But like when I think of like a Sean McVay or like a Sean Payton even, like those guys, the way they can move players around and like put pressure on the defense and really, hit the pin or the pain points of like a cover 3, cover 2, cover 1. It's just quite remarkable. So like I'm more on the side of like the Kurt Warner, side where it's like, hey, we got to dissect them. We had this trouble with 7-on-7.
Yeah.
Like
I think most NFL teams are like that.
Yeah.
I was saying there's probably a little bit more.
I'm the same way. It's like coming from Vandy, we were very pro style, the same exact thing. Like you have a 2 high beater and a man beater, or like a 1 high beater.
Yeah.
And then coming here, same exact thing with you. Like Graham would say, like, all right, why'd you throw this, or why didn't you throw this? And it's like your first read, and I'd get in trouble for it all the time. And I'd be like, it was cover 2. Like I'm not gonna throw this out into cover 2.
Yeah.
Like I don't care. Like look at it.
Yeah.
Because it might win or they might get out of it. And then like everything's very meticulous in that manner.
Yeah.
So I think that's what you're getting at.
So what do you think works better? Because I've kind of seen it work for, a college or a high school quarterback. I feel like the schematic wise, it helps like simplify things. And plus, you don't have the best athletes too out there running the routes. But like for college, maybe the air raid style works better. For NFL, you need the.
It probably depends, and like we talk about it all the time. Like just talent wise at SC, like we can roll out onto the field and win 9 games.
Yeah.
I mean that's how we
wow,
are.
that
like,
was really bold. What's the schedule next year?
We talk about it all the time. I mean, we're like,
you guys play Bama, or that was supposed to be this past year.
Supposed to be last year, yeah.
Right? But it's
that would have been nice, dude.
it's those last like 2, 3, 4 games.
Yeah.
That it's gonna take the scheme. It's gonna take our dedication to the system and knowledge of what we're doing. And our playbook isn't the biggest, but that's by design. So we feel like we're already more talented than most of the teams we're playing. And so let's just play fast, play physical, and do what we do at a better level.
I mean, it works.
Yeah.
And that's the thing I think about the area that like you can do like any offense you want, but if like the guy who's playing quarterback isn't confident in what he's doing or playing fast, then like it's not gonna work. So like you can have the greatest offensive coordinator ever, and he can dial up the greatest play, but if he doesn't understand what coverage he's reading, it's not gonna work. Or if he's not understanding his reads in the air raid, it's not gonna work. And like to Mo's point, like what we were talking about, like coach will say like you'll have a hitch at cover 2, like that's your first read.
Yeah, which blows my mind.
You'll never throw
he told
a hitch
me
at
that.
cover 2. But like, sometimes the corner like gets soft and you can throw it. Like, so sometimes it like it is weird because in my head too, like in the first few weeks of meetings when I was a freshman, I was like, "There's no way this is gonna work. There's no chance. Like you can't just do that." And then I like just I was pride myself on being coachable, so it's like, all right, I gotta do what coach says, and then lo and behold, it works. And I was like, all right, I guess like. So I think like whatever your philosophy is, like it can be either way. Like you just have to believe in it, and you have to find a guy that's willing to execute it.
Yeah, I mean that's a freaking great answer. That's a really great answer to that. I have no comebacks. I know we always talk about it. I'm like, yeah, like it's the hitch scenario, like cover 2 hitch. Like no, that's like I just want to speed it up. I don't even want to worry about that. If I know they're playing cover 2, I'm not throwing.
It has
a
lot to do with the footwork, right? And so even
is there footwork to it too?
Even if you're not going to throw it, it's going to time better such that the progression, like if it's you have
I don't want to give up all his secrets though.
Like we just play Y cross. Everyone runs it.
Yeah.
There's a go. Sometimes there's a little
Pose,
out route.
Yeah.
A crossing route, and then like another crossing route behind it.
Yeah.
So like you got to read that first go and maybe that out if you're in the right formation. But like if you skipped it, you're gonna be way too early to that cross. And that cross guy can sit down. He can change it. So like if you just speed to that, like your times will be messed up. But that's what Kerr always says. Whenever we watch film together, he'll be like, well, like you're wasting time over here. Like,
you're wasting time. Like, what the heck? Let's get over here.
I'm with you, but like I can't throw this earlier. So like I understand what you're saying, but like some reads like it like the way the air raid works. That's like kind of how it needs to be.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I don't know if you want to talk about more on the field stuff. I told you I wanted to pick his brain a little bit about the Graham thing.
We badgered the scheme stuff. I know you love that stuff.
Yeah, dude,
Justice is coaching like a 7-on-7 team.
Yeah,
I've been helping him out with it as well.
So much fun.
He's really proud of his last tournament. They finished top 4.
Top 4, man. 30 teams, dude. Out here in LA,
good,
man.
yeah.
7-on-7.
Yeah,
That's sweet.
But
7-on's the best.
oh, it's so much fun, dude.
My team wasn't very good in high school, but we were.
You're a good 7-on
team. Oh yeah.
oh really?
So you had your local high school play, like your high school play 7-on-7, or did you join
so
like
that's how
a
in Arizona
squad?
it works. There was like right before the club 7-on stuff. There would always be like you just go with your high school and play. And like my high school wasn't very good, but we had a good offense and like
Yeah.
there were tournaments where we'd score every time we got the ball. And the only reason we lost was because like the other team would score and they'd end up with the ball last or something. Like we went to this tournament at ASU. We literally scored every time we got the ball.
Yeah.
We scored with like 2 seconds left and they threw Hail Mary and won. We're like, all right, like we got third
Can't do
place. But it's like,
anything
all
about
right,
that.
like we scored every time. Like, I don't know what you want me to do.
Yeah.
But
Dude, I don't know
those
about
tournaments
you.
are fun.
As a quarterback, those tournaments like with my boys, like on my high school team, that's the funnest I've ever had playing football.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a lot of
It
fun.
was so much fun.
My 7-on-7 core was Ian Book. I don't know if you know Ian Book, played Notre Dame. Wait, did you guys
Played
play?
against him,
Yeah, I was about to say you play. Yeah, you guys
Lost
played.
by 3, I think.
You guys lost by 3.
At Notre Dame, yeah. It's tough.
That's one. I mean, you went there too. That's probably one of the best places to play. I
That
missed
was my
out on that.
favorite.
Was it out
favorite
South Bend?
away game out South Bend?
Okay.
Yeah, dude, I heard
We
that
played
stadium.
bowl at South Bend too. Yeah,
But like packed stadium, sold out, and like
Yeah.
USC Notre Dame's big
that's
rivalry.
a huge game.
And like people were out there on the bus flipping us off as we're coming in, and like
Yeah.
I love that stuff. So like that was awesome. Like it
Yeah.
was different. Like running out of other stadiums, like
They're
boo
flipping you off at Notre Dame.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They come out. They mooned us and
Was
stuff.
it-
They did crazy
they
stuff.
mooned y'all?
Oh yeah. We were driving into the bus and like
Yeah.
people were tailgating and they noticed that like the SC bus
Yeah.
is here. They're running over to us. And,
Oh
like,
yeah.
I was like, damn, like this is.
Dude,
This
they're
is about to
Some
go down.
Catholics they are.
Yeah, exactly. right?
Yeah, that's why I said Mooney. I was like, interesting.
Those fans are crazy. You weren't there when we played Notre Dame.
Yeah, dude,
But
Vandy almost beat Notre Dame.
we're Vanderbilt, right? It's not SC. And
Please
like
stop saying
their
that.
fans are oh no, just to put it into context. Though.
Yeah, I
like,
know, I
Their
know, bro.
fans are so crazy that they knew when we were gonna pull up, like the day before, like you kind of walked the stadium, at least we did.
Yeah.
And like there was a line, I don't know, like a few hundred Notre Dame fans just sitting outside our bus, like eyeing us down, like taking videos, like okay, like
These are our
the
guys.
opposing team just pulled up. And we're like, bro, why are these people just standing here? Like it's not even game day. Like I always thought that was the craziest thing. And then like once game day pulled up, you look up in the stands and like it's these people, like the student section, they're literally push pressing other students above their heads. Like,
wow.
I don't know if you looked up in the stands, but they have like these crazy rituals. It's nuts. Also one of the loudest places we played. It's South Bend and Sanford Stadium and UGA.
I actually
Those
had
were
a
the
question
two.
for you guys about like heckling in the game, like because I've had games though where like people I'm a goalkeeper and like there'll be like let's say like men's soccer players like come behind my net and they'll start talking about like my family and referencing like things I did in high school, like different like
Dang, they do that
colleges
research
I-
in soccer like that?
Yeah, they
Ivy League
they
soccer?
do. Yeah, but like also I
Oh, wow.
I was like I had some pretty good options going into college, and so like a couple like
It's
I
like
was
flex
committed
by
to
cat?
Stanford for about 2.5 years to play there, and so they had like and I never posted about it. Or anything, but like these guys are coming, they're like, "Oh, sucks about what happened to Stanford stuff," and like you have to dive deep into the web to find that.
Yeah.
Stuff. And so I was just wondering, like, what's the heckling like for you guys? Because obviously it's like probably better access because there's people like right behind you because
Right.
you're on the field. But like, what's the heckling game like? Or like the worst experience you've had with that?
I have two stories for you
Yeah,
guys.
I haven't really had
Let's hear
it.
it.
So my freshman year, we were playing at BYU, and the craziest thing to me is like Provo's a weird place. Like we kind of joke.
We're cutting that one out. You can't talk about Provo.
Nah,
Dude,
it's-
you guys got to stop talking about
I
Provo,
heard
man.
it's like a Twilight Zone type.
Yeah, that's what we
Bro,
were saying. Like,
Provo's dope, man.
Why do you like
oh
Provo?
my gosh,
Guys, bro.
Have you been to
You ever
Provo?
seen the Truman?
I was on
the Truman
a-
Show?
You're hilarious.
That's Provo, Utah. That's what we say all the
Dude.
time. That's Provo, Utah.
But I was fishing on Lower Provo like last
it's
month.
beautiful.
Oh man,
It's a beautiful
amazing.
place. It's
Some
just-
nice
Why was it so
brownies
weird,
and
like the
rainbows.
city?
Beautiful fly fishing or places, but yeah, it's great.
Well, we go in and like people are like smiling, like "Thank you for coming to play." And I'm like,
Okay, that's
So
and we're like, "What?" And like they're like usually they heckle you, and like the people at the stadium are waiting there with like shower bag goodies for after your game, and I'm like, "What?" And they're like, "I hope you enjoy it. Like, good luck to you guys." And I'm like, "Wait, what?"
like too nice.
And then yeah, but then keep in mind like
I gotta stop laughing at this, man.
they're all Mormon, right?
Yeah.
So they're not
Most
drinking.
of the places like 95%.
Right.
Yeah.
So like 95% of the place isn't drinking. So you like,
Yeah.
I think that's almost more intimidating because you're going in there and usually like kids are heckling you or people are heckling you. Like, all right, they're just drunk. Every person in that stadium is sober heckling you. So then when they heckle at you or like they say stuff and they're like not cussing, they're like, Slovis, you stink. And you're like, they're right behind your bench and you're like, in the back of your mind, you're like, this dude's sober and he's actively like cussing out or not cussing out, but he's just like heckling like our entire sideline. And they're like ruthless, but in the back of your mind, you're like, they're not even like being drunk and stupid. Like they're genuinely like heckling you for the sake of heckling you. And
That's
Notre
pretty
Dame,
scary.
This is more like normal, but Michael Pittman had an infamous quote saying we're gonna run it up on them before the game, and that was something we always say, like we're gonna add it up, we're gonna run it up on them. And that's just something we said. He accidentally said it to media. And Pitt's like, yeah, sorry guys, sorry Keaton, but we gotta score a lot. And after at halftime we scored 3 points going into half. And this guy comes up and he's like, Pittman, you really run it up on us, huh? And like, then the entire crowd kind of gave him crap for it. But those are the two like memorable things. But luckily we did end up scoring.
Yeah, that'd
24 in the second half. But like, Pittman got a lot of crap.
Got a lot of flack for that one.
That BYU one is pretty funny.
Pro.
He said, "We're glad you're here."
Dude, that's like some Black Mirror stuff. Have you seen that show?
Oh yeah,
that's a little scary. Not gonna lie.
It's very Twilight Zone, Truman Show-esque.
Wait, was it? Oh no, it was on Blacklist. You ever seen Blacklist?
Yeah, that's completely different than Black
Have you seen
Mirror.
But there's like a Provo, like Utah one.
Oh,
where
really?
It's like they're like they did I forgot what the guy's name, but he married like a whole bunch of women, had that whole thing going.
Again, not to bash Provo, Utah. Like they're great people. It's just like interesting to have.
We'll
we'll
edit it. It's fine.
We do play them this year, so I don't want to say anything. They're great people. It's just like
they actually have a pretty good.
Is it in Utah or is it here?
It's here this time.
It's here.
Oh.
That's a good one. So what do you do off the field? We talked
Off
about,
the field?
Yeah. What's like
That's a good question.
your show? Like what do you?
My show?
Or like what do you do?
I just finished Peaky Blinders. That's probably recommended everyone
That's so
listening.
good.
Best show on
Really?
Netflix.
I couldn't get into that, man. I saw the
Really?
first episode and it wasn't for me. Yeah.
I don't even know what
Maybe
it
you have
is.
to push through it. It's a big Netflix show.
It's about this like Irish. I guess they're not Irish. They're just like this English gang.
Yeah.
They like
Just run to town
they're
or something.
sweet. Like they're.
Yeah, don't you need like subtitles though? It's like hard to understand.
Yeah, I watch it with
You
subtitles.
watch it, Kat?
I've seen bits of it. I need to watch it.
Yeah.
It's on my list.
They have very
I
like
watch
hard
everything with
accents, but
subtitles though. I actually like it better.
I agree.
With the
Especially,
I really like the subtitles.
It
They block the screen.
Sometimes you don't catch small things.
I know.
Yeah,
But like with
you
the
catch-
subtitles, you catch
yeah.
everything.
yeah.
And it's like
But-
old English, right? And so it's like some of the phrases are
Yeah, it's like
different.
1920s England, and
Yeah.
they're
Okay.
like, they're breaking people's kneecaps and like
Oh wow.
Yeah.
they're it's like there's a lot of like horse betting. So
Okay.
like going and they have this like underground like horse betting thing.
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet show.
It's pretty sweet.
Okay.
You gotta check it out.
So what else are you doing besides Netflix?
What else am I doing? It's a good question. Spike ball, a lot of spike
Yeah,
ball.
dude, summer spike ball.
You guys
Yeah.
are big on spike ball?
That's a big
What do
California.
you guys?
thing.
Wait. Of course it is.
Like I said, with
At
our
the
coaches,
beach?
it's so much
Yeah.
fun.
At the beach?
Yeah.
Santa Monica?
Nah, you gotta
Where
go
do we
South
go?
Bay,
South
Manhattan,
Bay. Is
Hermosa
that better?
area. Oh yeah, way nicer.
Don't
Santa
tell
Monica's
Jessica.
kind, I mean, Santa Monica's
Yeah,
nice.
I was
but,
gonna say,
like,
bro. Like I'm like
a
Santa
Santa
Monica
Monica guy.
local. Like
I like Santa Monica. I'm saying like the beach area is a little touristy for my liking.
you're
I
right.
agree with that.
There's a lot of tourists.
I think
in
the
our
area is great. Like if I'm going to hang out, I'll
Yeah.
go hang out in Santa Monica. But I don't know if I'd go to the beach there. That's all
Gotcha.
I'm saying.
So
'Cause you gotta lay out a spike ball. You gotta get a nice beach
Yeah.
to play at.
I never really got into spike ball, and I feel like it's
Dude,
like one of
so
those
much
things
fun.
I got.
So
The times I
competitive,
played,
too.
like people are really freaking good,
Oh, people are really good.
and that's why I never really got into it. It's like the whole Fortnite thing. Where like when people became really good,
Yeah.
like when I got into it, it was like, let me just go ahead and reverse. Like there's no reason for me to be in this. I feel like the same thing with spike ball. You
I
guys-
thought for this longest time I was like, this looks stupid.
yeah,
And then I started playing. Now I'm obsessed.
you
with
can
it.
just play with
They
hours.
actually pitched on Shark Tank.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They
didn't
pitched
know
spike
that.
ball on Shark Tank.
Yeah.
Did it?
I don't remember what happened.
How long
But
ago?
Ah,
it was a couple years ago, and they
So-
actually did a demo and they played it out, and it was like the
So it's
weirdest
a relatively
thing ever.
new game then.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty.
I didn't
new.
know
yeah,
that.
it's
It was
new.
probably
It's
within
for
the
I
sure
thought
last
it's been
5
around for a
years or
while.
so.
Oh,
It's
damn.
probably like my
Yeah.
senior year of
Dude, it
college.
picked up
They're trying to
real
put
quick.
together a league of some sort.
Yeah,
It's
no,
like
there
it's
is a
branded on
there
social
already
media
is a
now.
league
Yeah.
that I watched it on ESPN. I kind of like the funky stuff on ESPN, like the
ESPN the Ocho. They got like all the other
yeah.
sports.
So like you obviously got the PBA bowling, you got the college
Yeah.
bowling, but you got like the
They have like ping pong
what's that?
and shit.
Yeah, ping pong. What's the one?
cornhole?
The cornhole league.
Yeah.
Some good
They got
freaking
like the
players.
Axe Throwing League too.
You got the Axe Throwing league. So you watched that too?
I've seen it. I'm
Oh,
not,
okay.
I'm not avid Axe Thrower watcher. But
Have you guys been to those like axe throwing
Yeah, I've been-
locations where you can just
In
go
Nashville, they
target?
have that. It's kind of cool. So you drink, and then
That's so nuts.
You
you
drink?
throw the axe. Do I drink? Or you drink at the place where you do it?
It's like a bar kind of. Right?
Yeah, it's a bar.
I've
Yeah,
never
yeah.
been. I've just
I haven't been. Yeah, I haven't been.
It's like the most Nashville thing you can think of, honestly.
I missed out on that one.
That's a bucket
Yeah.
list.
Too busy,
for
remember?
me.
It's like a touristy thing, so I did it like once.
Yeah. So we got what? Netflix, spike ball.
like ball. I used to golf a lot. I don't golf as much out here. 'Cause
You
it's
gotta
more
pick that
expensive.
back up.
Yeah.
Like in Arizona,
Oh
my
yeah, that's
buddy
like
worked at a golf course. Every day after school, we'd go golf.
Oh, no way.
But I don't golf, but it was for free. I'm kind of cheap like that. So
you're frugal.
yeah, we're trying to
I like those type of people.
Just like you.
I'm not frugal.
see summer golf in Arizona.
You're
Though
not?
you can go like $10 a round because it's so hot. No one's
Yeah,
playing.
I don't think
Oh
you
yeah,
want-
I did hear about
So
that.
that's the move. But out here, it's not
It's
like.
so nice.
Well,
out
do you
here,
tan
yeah.
pretty well?
Do I tan?
Yeah, I feel like you tan pretty well.
I think so.
Okay. Actually, you do tan pretty well. I remember. I don't want to boost your head too much, but like you can kind of see your tan like coming through the helmet a little bit.
Like fall camp, you develop a gnarly tan. And
Yeah.
It kind of carries
You
you through
tan
the
well, but
season.
that's because you're
I get real dark.
Latino.
Yeah. And Middle Eastern.
Yeah, Middle Eastern.
Middle Eastern. No, I got the bad tans, though. During fall camp, it's a problem.
Yeah, that's why you gotta wear the long sleeves.
Yeah.
Oh, so you
You
guys
told me
should
that the other day. It's a veteran move.
Jack Sears taught me that one.
Yeah.
long sleeves.
First day of fall camp. I
During
showed up
fall
with a
camp
short-
here in LA.
Yeah, during
Oh,
short
no.
sleeves, I
Here
was
you go,
like,
here you go.
and that's like the hottest time of the year.
Well, that's not really fall camp, but
Yeah, you only.
Oh,
wear
the
long
tan
sleeves
showing
in
through?
Yeah, we're
practice.
checking the tan.
nah, it was like
Oh,
some
sick.
game I saw, dude. I was like, oh shoot, you can see his tan coming through.
That's
Yeah,
like
solid.
that's in
Yeah.
August. I think that's the Stanford game.
That's not bad. I mean,
Well,
compared to
you still have an undershirt, though.
to that.
That's true.
I don't
Well, in the
know.
games, I'll wear the other shirt, but in practice, you always
Yeah.
gotta go long
Yeah,
sleeves.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because Jack Sears, I wore the short sleeves for like a week, and Jack Sears was like, "Bro, you're gonna get tan." And I was like, "It doesn't matter." And I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, it does matter."
Yeah.
It for sure matters. So I have photos in games where it's so obvious, just a straight line here.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
this looks so bad.
Do you
And
guys
the- like,
think
the
that
neck one you
helps when
can't
you throw
avoid.
it to have the
long
the
sleeve?
long sleeve versus the short sleeve?
I actually don't like to have the long sleeve when I throw, but
I don't either, but in practice, I don't really care.
yeah, it's practice.
Yeah.
That's why, like, I only wear long sleeves if it's like really cold out. But even then, I kind of like cutting it a little bit. Yeah. Have the free hands, quarterback stuff.
Quarterback stuff. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, bro. I'm all into this right now. I wish I could have played quarterback. My hands are too small, and actually, I have a pretty.
See,
decent.
that's why we're prima donnas though, because we gotta have
Worried
everything
about
like
the
Kirk.
look. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but also wideouts are prima donnas
true.
too, dude. Like, yeah.
You're
why-
more worried about looking cool than like the functionality of it. I feel like. You're more worried about the swag.
It depends
yeah.
who you are. So like a guy like McCole, like definitely more worried about, and DeMarcus, like more worried about like
The look.
The look, maybe more McCole than DeMarcus, but like a guy like Sammy's like
Watkins.
yeah. He's like everything has to be like feeling right. You know, like the vibe, like the cleats vibe's got to be good. You know what I mean? So I have a little mixture of both. Like
What about Tyreek?
Tyreek Sullivan, like it doesn't matter what he goes out in. Like
Really?
he just,
He's just a
like,
dog?
he just like grabs the cleats out the locker and leaves and he just goes. He's a dog like
he's the
that.
type of guy that probably like diet doesn't even have to like eat well. It just I feel like he's just a freak. Goes out on the field and kills it.
Yeah, he's the best athlete
There's some dudes that
yeah, he's
just-
the best
yeah.
athlete I've ever seen. What about you? As far as I know, you haven't had the league experience yet, but like, who's like been one of the best receivers that you've been around? Actually, I want to know that.
That's a good question.
Yeah,
USC.
be careful. Drake is definitely watching.
Well, here's the thing. I'm gonna preface my comment with, like my freshman year, we have Pittman, St.
Oh,
Brown, Almanar,
Almon.
TV, and Drake. Those are like 4 receivers.
Yeah, it's pretty
And
nice.
Those
like
are
if you're
gross
looking back
scores.
Where
at
TV
it,
end up signing?
Indy.
Indy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
or
He's with
Indianapolis.
Pitt now. Yeah.
He's with
They're
Pitt.
together. In
Okay.
Pitt,
Yeah. So like you look at it, that's my freshman year. So you have like
That
you
was
have like
gross,
everything
dude.
you want, but
Yeah.
at the time, don't if the other guys are listening, don't take this the wrong way. You're already drafted or on a team, so this doesn't hurt you. But we were kind of like, Drake London's gonna be the best of any of them because everyone has their skill set, but Drake kind of has a little bit of everything with the size and the agility and the hands and like the ability to go up and get it. And we were saying that when he was a freshman, so I'm excited to see him this year.
He's about to go off.
I
I'm
love
saying he's gonna
Drake.
win the Blitmikoff, but
Bro, dude,
He's got
Drake,
a shot.
Drake's different, bro.
Yeah.
Drake's different. It's that basketball background too, and we were talking about that earlier. Like it kind of plays into it. And like now he's like completely focused on football too, and made that transition.
Yeah.
Like especially if like he transform his body a bit too. Like he can be just
It's that
ridiculous.
and the yak for me, the yards after catch.
Yeah, it's surprising. It's kind of surprising sometimes.
Like Drake probably isn't the fastest guy in the world.
No, he's not.
But he can move.
Yeah,
kind of like Mahomes. Like Mahomes isn't the best athlete in the world, but I think the way he moves makes people.
Yeah, it's kind of weird sometimes.
Dude, people just bounce off him. We were talking about the UCLA catch. He threw them over the middle. I forgot what the play was, but like 3-4 dudes bounced off him. Like remember, like he almost fumbled. The ball went up. He caught it. It was just crazy, bro.
Yeah, no, he's crazy like that. What about your favorite quarterback that you've like? It doesn't have to be SC.
Been around?
Yeah, not been around.
All time.
Tom,
definitely.
Tom. You're more of a Tom guy.
I mean, I grew up in a Michigan household.
Yeah,
so
true.
I was like bred like, hey, watch this guy, he's the best, and then he kind of turned into the best.
Was that like a dream school for you? Like if they offered early kind of thing?
See, people ask me that, and like, I would have said when I was younger, like yes, but at the same time, like I don't know if I really wanted to play in like Ann Arbor in the cold and like far from home.
Yeah.
Well, like it's just like I'm from Arizona. It's like my parents would fly out to every game. That'd be kind of a pain.
Yeah.
But like I would definitely considered it.
Yeah.
I have a lot of like my cousin went to school there. My brother went to school there. Like I have a lot of connections there. My grandparents still live out there. My cousins out there. So like a lot of connections to school. But also like I remember like when USC started, when Sam was there, I remember kind of looking at USC and being like, Dad, like I think I'd rather go to this school than our school. And luckily they came through with it.
Mm-hmm. So who's your game modeled after then? If it's not, your game's not. You're not a Tom Brady.
No,
I mean, you're a little different than Tom Brady.
I don't know. Like it's probably a combination of a lot of guys.
I know what he's gonna say. Keep going.
You know what I'm gonna say.
Oh, you got
what do you think I'm gonna say? Because I'm. Well,
Did you hear that?
No, I didn't. I'm not gonna. This is gonna sound really, really kind of silly. Probably a guy no one knows about. But I grew up watching.
Definitely not him.
Wait, who are you gonna say? Because I'm not gonna.
No, you gotta say it.
Go first.
Okay.
Go first.
I'm curious what you have to say because I was like, I don't know. Like I'd say the closest one would be like maybe Andrew Luck. Maybe.
Okay.
Oh, I like that.
Okay.
Because he's more like a pocket presence, but he can escape and he can run a little bit. Like he's more mobile. So I think like probably him. But I'm trying to think. There might be one more. Oh no, I think so. Okay, cut out the pause. But no, so we had this quarterback at my high school named Kyle Allen, who was the number 2 quarterback. In
of course I know Kyle. Yeah,
Kyle.
Yeah.
So like I watched him in high school and I watched him in college. And I know he didn't have the greatest career.
Yeah, he
He's still
didn't.
fighting for a starter. But like, when I was younger and he was playing high school, like I'm out my game after him 100%.
Gotcha.
So that was like my guy, and I watched it like I wanted to beat him.
Kyle's a good quarterback.
Oh, he was.
Yeah, he's a good quarterback.
I was saying like no one would expect that.
Yeah,
he didn't,
true.
Like, have the college career he probably wanted.
You gotta let him know who you thought.
Yeah, who do you think?
I said Aaron Rodgers.
You wanted to say that, huh?
Aaron's way too athletic. Like I'm not as good at.
See, but that's what I was gonna say. Andrew ran a lot at Stanford. People forget.
He did.
He ran a lot.
He did. And when he first got to Indy, they actually used him in
a little bit.
A little bit.
Like
Reed Austin.
But a lot. I remember in college, like he was a Heisman finalist for a lot of it because of his running.
That's a good comparison. Yeah. What sucks for you? Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, you can go ahead.
I was saying, I think the reason I didn't compare us with Aaron is because Aaron's like such a freak that I was like, I'm not as good of a freak. Like he just flicks the ball and like, it looks so easy to him.
Yeah.
I wish I could do it like him, but no one can.
Dude, what sucks is for you, and I'm so glad I'm not in your position, is like everything you literally say from this, like actually, it doesn't even matter from this point on, it was probably in the past too, is like basically put into like a data like it gets filtered
like for an NFL scout.
Like for an NFL scout, like every it has to suck. I'm sorry for you, but like I'm like almost everything you say, like weather, location, like who your game model after, like what you eat, like they're all like and they do way too much. But when they want to draft somebody high, they have to it's like any asset that you want to invest in. Like it's just broken down way too much.
I think that's why quarterbacks, like you always end up saying like the cliche thing, like especially guys in the league, like press conferences, they never say anything interesting. But I feel like that's kind of changing a little bit. Like you see the Baker Mayfield mold.
You don't want to be like
he's
that.
He's unfiltered, but you go number 1 overall, and you're leading the Browns to the playoff team, like dark horse Super Bowl
but
contender.
that's.
I think
that's like hindsight looking, but like
I think it's
over the last 4 or 5
media.
years, he's probably had the most scrutiny
like
as a
the
quarterback.
old school Tom Brady, Peyton Manning cliche. Like I'm not sure that's gonna continue going.
Well, I think you're thinking more player wise. I'm thinking like more like off the field wise, and on the field too. Like like the best thing for him is like to like not have an Instagram account, delete every old tweet he's ever had. They can't pull up anything.
Yeah,
like
no,
it's like
I get what you're saying.
It's like crap.
Everything's
like
put under a microscope.
Yeah,
Josh Allen has a tweet
Yeah.
from 5 years ago that like like when he was 13.
was
But like that stuff, people look at that.
They look at that stuff and like
canceled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
want to talk about cancel culture?
I'm not going there.
But no, it's so tough. Like at quarterback, I honestly feel bad for you. I'm wishing you the best with that. But like,
Well, that's why when you ask me active on social media, I don't post a whole lot.
yeah.
Because
Well, even DMs. Like it's almost better to have a girl because like
Your DMs can get leaked.
DMs
But
can
it's not
get
the
leaked.
worst. If you're not saying anything derogatory, like, bro, who cares?
yeah, he's probably saying respectful things.
Yeah.
Then it's like, you know, he DMs a girl and she's like screenshot and send everybody else.
That's
Like,
not
hey, Kedon
exposed.
Slovis,
It's
like,
embarrassing.
Yeah.
you don't want to be out there like
Yeah.
that. Like, crap.
Tyler Heroes got exposed.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, it was funny.
See, yeah, you don't really
But
want
like, no one
anything.
really cares. It's like whatever.
It depends who you are, man. And I think you know, reputation is worth more than gold. That's right. That's Bible reference.
I don't know. I think you should just be yourself.
Yeah. I don't know.
As long as you're a good person,
Yeah,
I think,
exactly.
and have right intentions.
Yeah.
Obviously, like
Things will
there's a
shake out.
possibility something could come out the wrong way.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think for the most part, if
Yeah.
you just carry yourself a good way.
Yeah.
Yeah, things will definitely
things will
shake out,
work
right?
Right, come on.
All right, Mo Hassan here, Momentum Podcast, Justice Ellen Mosley. We're here with Kedon Slovis, SC quarterback, giving a little insight into the QB room here at SC. If you're watching, please like, subscribe, comment, follow us. Bro, why are you looking at me like that? Right here, Momentum Podcast.
Wait, is that something you said at the beginning? I thought that was like an end thing.
Didn't she just
Either
tell me
way,
to do that?
either way.
Into it,
Doesn't
yeah.
matter.
Okay. Hey, you're the producer. You got it.
Yeah.
We killed it. You
Yeah,
got anything
yeah.
else?
Nah, dude, I'm good, man. Appreciate you coming
for
on the
coming,
pod.
yeah.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, Keith.
Thanks,
We-
brother. Appreciate it.
Good combos.